Question number 2. Order. Order. Andrew Bayley, question number 2.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. What steps has the government taken to get on top of its spending?
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, it's a continuous job of government, not just through budgets, but day to day across the public service to improve value for money. After all, we only have hundreds of millions of dollars because people working in the rain today will next week hand over $200 or $300 of PAYE, money that they could have used a lot better. So we take a very serious view of the stewardship. The total annual cost of new initiatives in this government's previous 6 budgets is less than $2.9 billion. The last six budgets of the previous governments had $20 billion of new spending, and the best measure of the problem with that was the Salvation Army in 2008 saying that they hadn't seen any measurable improvement in social outcomes for all the huge new spending.
Supplementary question, Andrew Bayley.
Thank you. Will the government take further steps to cut spending in light of lower than expected revenue?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, no, we will not be pursuing cuts in services or income support in a knee-jerk response to lower tax revenue. It's not to say there won't be some services that we stop paying for because they're ineffective and not making a difference to New Zealanders' lives. Such measures would undermine the confidence, if we were to cut services randomly to chase revenue targets, would undermine the confidence of New Zealanders in the quality and effectiveness of public services at a time when public trust in public services is the highest it's been. So we don't want to upset that level of confidence.
Supplementary, Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, Andrew Bayley.
What is the government's record in delivering better public services while staying on top of spending?
Honourable Bill English.
Mr Speaker, the government's record is good, but of course we need to do a lot better. 3 years ago, the Prime Minister set 10 challenging targets for the public service that range over better health, better education achievement, reducing crime and lowering welfare dependency. We're making improvements in pretty well all these areas, and we're not satisfied that continuing with all existing programs just to keep people happy is good enough for New Zealanders. We've also been reprioritising, and in fact over the last 6 budgets around $15 billion of reprioritisation to make sure we get better results.
Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, Andrew Bayley.
What is the government's approach to delivering long-term cost savings in relation to the provision of public services?
Honourable Bill English.
Well, Mr Speaker, of course, the government isn't just focused on savings this year. We're focusing on intergenerational savings because if we resolve problems in complicated families and struggling communities, then we'll be spending less in the long run. For example, 1% of the children born in 1990 had contact with Child, Youth and Family Service before the age of 5. They had parents with contact with the correction system and had been in a household supported by benefits most of their lives. 36% of people with these 3 factors will be on a benefit at age 35. So you know that pretty much when they're born, compared to 9% of the general population. Almost 5% of this group will be in prison at the age of 35. Some of these individuals will cost around $1 million each, just in corrections, SIFs and income support, and that represents significant misery in families and communities, and we will continue to change things in order to change their lives.
Supplementary question, Grant Robertson.
With reference to the first supplementary answer that the Minister gave, which of the following items of spending from Labor Party budgets that he likes to criticise has he got rid of? 20 hours free early childhood education, working for families, interest-free student loans, or isn't it just true that the minister has failed to come up with new ideas and now has failed to got new ideas to grow the economy as well?
No, Mr.
Honourable Bill English.
I can confirm that even by Labor's measure of those programs, their best years are behind them.
Question number 3, the Honourable Nanaia Mahuta.
My question is to the Minister for Māori Development. Does